Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the Shooters Lounge podcast. As always, I'm your host, Matt, at PostUp323. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys, on YouTube. It gives us a big help in getting the name out there. Also, we're on live on YouTube and live on the artist formerly known as Twitter X. It's been a few weeks, guys, since we were last on. Festive period and all that, getting some well-needed rest. But now we're kicking back in. It's what we call now the business end of the season. We start running up to All-Star game, and this is when the cream should rise to the top. 100. So we've got a packed show as always. With me tonight is he's becoming a regular on this show. Also got his own show called Man On. Go check that guys out on Instagram. My main man, Philosopher. What's happening, bro?
Yes, sir. Always good to be here. Big up to Post Up. 323. Always a massive support. Man On soon to be on YouTube as well. So it's good to really cut my teeth with you, and always good to be here. Let's get it.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. It's good to see you as always, bro. I think we might need to renegotiate your appearance fee, man.
Happy New Year. Yeah, bro.
Happy New Year to you as well, dude. It's always a pleasure having you on, man. As I say, we've got some topics. Did you manage to keep in touch with the NBA over the Christmas period, New Year period?
Did I feel like that's a trick question. I feel like because we're boys, because as you would say in England, we're mates. I feel like I'm borderline disrespectful. You know what I mean? Like you can actually disrespect me like that by asking me if I manage to catch up with Christmas. Christmas is where it's at, man. Anybody that know me, I always say, yeah, let me see what you're saying by Christmas. Whether that's a player that started the season hot, whether that's a team that started the season hot, whether that's a team that was built in the summer and touted to do well, whether that's whatever, whether how the West or the East is shaping up. One of my punchlines, as most people now know, is let me see what you're saying by Christmas. So, of course, I catch Christmas action. What? And it didn't disappoint. It actually didn't disappoint. Christmas games was nice this year.
Yeah.
Well, this season, because a new year.
I kind of knew the answer already. I was just kind of setting you up, I think, for that one, just to...
I knew it.
It goes, like you say, it goes without saying, man. There's not a lot of us NBA nerds out there, man, but I think... We're always keeping it real, aren't we, man? So might as well kick into the first segment. And I think with the attire that the Philosopher's wearing at the moment, for anybody listening on the podcast, he is donned in the LA Lakers merch. Almost as if I created this segment especially for you, Philosopher. But the LA Lakers. Currently, sitting 11th seed in the West, currently not in the play-in as it stands at the moment. Record 19-21. Obviously, they won the in-season tournament, the first ever, so he'll always be the first. LeBron and AD haven't missed too many games, but you still seem to be in the same position as you were this time last year, bro. So, first question is, man, are you concerned where the Lakers are at this moment in time?
I'm gonna actually go out on a limb and say I'm not concerned because we were in the exact same spot last season.
Yeah,
that's reason to not be concerned.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why you might be concerned is that you weren't in this position with the players that you have that actually made you make it to the playoffs last season, all the way to the conference finals, even though you get washed by the eventual champions.
Yeah.
So there is reason for both. There's like you can argue both sides. Like, if you argue that there isn't cause for concern, it's not yet All-Star break. Let me All-Star break is when it really heat up. So they're hanging there or thereabouts. If you want to argue that I'm not concerned, again, I'd say I always thought that the Lakers were going to be there or thereabout team this year, a there or thereabout team. Never thought that they would be like in the play. Well, I'd hope that they would be in playoff contention for sure.
Sure.
But that they will be like top of the Western Conference. Cause for concern, you still have to shoot the ball well.
Yeah.
And a lot of people attribute that sadly only to shooting from behind the arc. No, you got to shoot the ball well, period. And the Lakers aren't doing it.
No.
We have pieces that simply have not lived up to billing. Vanderbilt, Cam Reddish, Christian Wood's been hot and cold. Everybody know how I blaze AD, but Anthony Davis has actually been rather consistent this season.
I think AD's been your best player.
100 easily.
Yeah.
As he should be. Because LeBron is 197. LeBron is 197 years old.
It's well documented on this show that LeBron is 197 years old.
197 years old. So I can't fault LeBron and for once AD, but I don't want Blake that because every time he fall, you hold your breath. You still hold your breath,
sure,
and
absolutely.
he still has a knack for giving you an off performance. He would give you a 40 and 20 night, and back that with a 35 and 15, and then he'll come and play and give you a 9 and 2, something crazy like that. You know what I mean? So
he's got one of them games in him, at any point during the week or
at any given time of day. It's not like and that's my problem with Anthony Davis. That's one of the reasons why I think he's not a top 75 player, at least not yet. I stand on that. The Lakers pieces, and if you watch the Lakers, I don't even think Darvin Ham is so much to blame because Darvin Ham, you can actually see him trying to run schemes. So without LeBron on the court, run the ball through AD. D'Angelo Russell, and I get into the real key pieces now. You notice I mentioned some of the fringe pieces. The real key pieces that have been an absolute letdown is the likes of D'Angelo Russell and AR-15. To be very, very honest, I expected Austin Reeves to be better than and more consistent than he is. Even though he hasn't been poor, he hasn't progressed in the manner consistently that we would be expected. And D'Angelo Russell is your second time around. We've seen you lead teams to the playoffs literally on your ones. Nobody will forget you in Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
Yeah, great year in Brooklyn, man. Great year there, didn't it?
Yeah. Nobody even forget that that the awesome piece you were when you were in Minnesota. You know what I mean? So we know you have it in you. Now, I don't know if that's the LeBron effect because over history, we have seen LeBron have teams that players who were effective on other teams then suddenly become a dud. So, but that being said, we've also seen players know how to play their role and take their opportunities, a la Rajon Rondo, for argument's sake.
Sure.
You see what I'm saying? So, there are a number of factors as to why the Lakers are where they are, 19 and 21, hovering around the danger zone as far as they're concerned. But it's still 50-50 for me, as in, am I concerned? Of course, I'm concerned. Am I not concerned? Not really, because I kind of expected them to just do the bare minimum just to get there. Because even so, throughout this same season, they've shown that they could beat anybody on any given night. You know what I mean? So it's just a matter of putting together. If they were to make it to the playoffs or have to go through the play-in, putting together a top game or top 4 games, to which, given the leadership of LeBron and AD, should be with those pieces, it should be able to do so. It's still early doors for me in terms of concern. They're not too far. The last thing I want to mention is they're not too far gone. So they're currently in 11th, I think.
Yeah, 11th, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, 11th. So They're in 11th at 19 and 21, and the Rockets in 10th at 19 and 19. That's 2 games behind.
Mm.
But between the Rockets and the Suns, who are in 8th, is 1 game or
Yeah,
2.
it's tight down there, man.
You know what I mean? So like,
It's tight down there,
and
mate.
then another 2 between the Suns and like 5th.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, the West is super tight, and it keeps changing. Like, 1 week, the Lakers will be in 7th. 10 games ago, the Clippers were in that same 11th spot.
Sure.
11 games ago. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
put together a run, and the Clips in like the top half.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, in fact, the whole NBA is very, very interesting at the moment. So
The
I'm
West's going to be a bloodbath, isn't it, man? There's going to be There's going to be
100%.
going to be a couple of decent teams that aren't even going to make the play-in, isn't they? That's
100%. If
that's
you
where
look
we're
at
going to.
if you look at 5th through 12, yeah, I actually pull it up just now. 5th through 12 is the Pelicans, Kings, Mavericks, Suns, Jazz, Rockets, Lakers, Warriors.
Warriors are down there with you, mate, at the moment. It's
Like, if any one or two or three of those teams that are below 8th get a 5 or 6 game run, not even a 10 game run,
yeah.
a 5 or 6 game run where they're like 5-1, yeah, or let's go 10 then, and they're like 8-2. That's a very, very, very different landscape.
Yeah. Well, the Suns are like that 10 games ago, and we've just gone like 8-2, 7-3, or something. So, like you say, you soon kind of start making your way up. But do you put anything into the Lakers winning that in-season tournament? Was that the high of winning that? Since then they've kind of seemed to have taken a bit of a step back. Is that just coincidence, you think, bro? Or
I don't think it's a step back. Like I said, I always saw that they can just do enough, just be there or thereabouts. You know what I mean? The Clippers, best team in LA right now. And what happened in the Clippers game? Wash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They bust up the Clippers. We didn't wash them, but beat them just to show. Just to show we could beat you. Like we can. With LeBron and AD, then the Lakers, we can beat you. We can beat you if we want to. We can beat you. But I have a problem with that. Then do it. Then just beat everybody. Then just beat man. Then just beat. But LeBron's 197. We don't have the right pieces to be consistent enough. That shoot the ball enough. We're poor. We actually are poor. We're actually the poorest first quarter team in the league. The Lakers are actually the poorest first quarter team in the league. So we're always playing catch up. So in the in-season tournament, I think there was a drive to win that. But it wasn't. We didn't fall off after it because I think the attitude towards the regular season was always we can just do enough to just motor along.
LeBron wanted to win that, didn't he? He wanted to win that in-season tournament.
100%. Look at what he said. Oh, we're first. We'll always be first. Come on.
That's it, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. So, what do you think the Lakers need to make a move? Do you think they're going to make a move before the trade deadline? Because this is what they did last year, and then they kind of went on from there, didn't they?
A team with LeBron on it, you can never come open from making moves.
Like he just keeps you in that constant state of dread, doesn't he? That
I'm gonna say this now, and I said it. I said it when he first signed for the Lakers, because I'm a well-documented LeBron hater. Funny enough, I'm a well-documented LeBron hater. Hence why, rest in peace, Infinity.
Rocking the Kobe, man. Nice, bro.
Always. Who is the heir to the greatest ever? Yeah, remember that. The number 23. But I said LeBron, and I actually copied this from Ken, who quoted it in a manner which I've always believed. and I'll steal this quote. So big up to Greenbridge. LeBron leaves franchises in the wake of his destruction. So whenever he leaves Cleveland the first time, Miami, Cleveland the second time.
He always leaves him in a worse state than when he got there.
Always leaves him in a worse state than when he got there. And I know people would say, well, any big star does that. Not quite how LeBron does because
not literally each time. Each time it happens, like you do it once or twice, but not every team.
It's how he constructed the team as well. So the team will be left without draft capital. They'll be left without picks. Well, that's draft capital to be fair. They'll be left without players either going towards their prime or in their prime. And so on and so forth. It just is. The players on smaller deals, so they'll move on to other teams, or the franchise would seek to resign them for more money than they're actually worth, and then end up with a huge salary on a player that's subpar, and we can sit here and list the different times that happen, so for all his greatness and what's not. I dread the day when he actually done in Los Angeles, because I know it'd be crazy. It would be crazy, which is why
it'd be a rough couple of years after that, I think.
Which is what links to the point you just raised about making moves, because I don't know how much trade capital we actually have left already to be able to. So if you want to get another piece or another two pieces, who is looking at the Lakers roster and say, yeah, all right, I'll have that. Yeah, I'll have that. Like,
who's looking at Russell and saying, "Oh, that's the guy for us." Like, it's not going to happen, is it? And I don't think you can trade Reeves anyway, because you signed him to the contract, didn't you, in the summer? So I don't know if you could trade him yet anyway, even if you wanted to.
Reeves is off limits. Hachimura is off limits.
So, like you say, there's not really anybody to, like you say, valuable really to.
But that's it, and that's it. Those will be the pieces that we would have to use to entice people to, if you want a third star, or if you want to buy two sniper shooters, which is a dime a dozen, because like most people can shoot, but a lot of people can't shoot the lights out, which is probably what exactly the Lakers need. Because we can grind out games. We can put bodies on the post. We can defend. We can actually defend relatively well.
Really got that lights out shooter, have you? That LeBron's kind of always had throughout his career, hasn't he? Surround him with shooters, and then he'll come in, kind of thing. But that's what I don't understand about the Zach LaVine rumor. I was like, who are the Lakers giving him back to there's nothing there.
And you know he loves that Zach. You know I love Zach.
Know, mate, that'd be your dream, bro. If you managed to get Zach LaVine, you'd be loving that, mate. Honestly.
The only problem with getting Zach is that he can't wear number 8. That's the only thing. That's the only thing. He got to wear like 88 or something. You know what I mean? Like, he can't wear
that.
That's not what we need. I'll tell you what. I take Zach if LeBron retires. If LeBron retires, I'll take Zach. And I'll tell you what, if LeBron retires, we take Zach. I bet you we see a different D'Angelo Russell. You'll see a different D'Angelo Russell, because then you ship Austin Reeves to point, or you bring Austin Reeves from the bench, so he becomes even your impact player, which is probably better, and D'Lo runs the offense, and then Zach at 2, and AD is your big, and then you, because you no longer have a LeBron, you have the capital to go and get a sniper or two. Then your team starts to look. So what LeBron needs to done and go home.
So it's the start of LeBron needs to go home. Is that where we're at?
And the right man just coming for that.
Here we go. We got somebody coming in off the bench. New to the Shooters Lounge. We've got Ken from the Green Beige podcast. Ken, good to see you, man. Thanks for dropping by, bro.
What is happening, fellas? Good to be here. Glad to be here as always.
Yes, I good to see you, my bro. The
Yeah,
mountain top in here is cold. We suffer with -3 and -4 temperatures, but we can't compare.
yeah.
Definitely
Right now
not.
we have a bit of a snowstorm happening in the mountains. We get some flurries blowing down here on the plains. The temperature is not nice. It is not friendly at all.
I bet it isn't, mate. I bet it pales in comparison to what we have used to with
I'm
Velocity, I'll be
telling you.
honest.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
right now because you guys are accustomed to Celsius, I'll just give you the Celsius figures. A nice blustering 20.
Wow.
And
Yeah, 20.
man said a nice -20.
That's because I don't have to go outside. If I had to go outside, it would not be nice. So yeah,
Definitely, man.
understand.
Definitely. It's good to have you in, Ken. So we were just discussing the Lakers. Do you have any thoughts? Sorry to put you on the spot straight away, but should the Lakers be worried, or are we just this happened last year and it'll just move on along again?
The Lakers will always be worried because for some reason they just don't start seasons very well. If the Lakers only had to focus on Tuesdays and Fridays, then they would be a team that would have to be reckoned with. But unfortunately, we're not only playing an in-season tournament schedule. We are playing almost every day of the week. And sometimes you will have 2 games on back-to-back days. You will have 3 games in 4 days. You may have 3 games in 7 days. So
Ah,
that's always been a problem. And like when you have certain players, or I should say certain teams, it's difficult for them to really focus in on what's happening in the regular season because 82 games is really just for positioning for the important basketball, the thing that people actually want to pay attention to and be healthy for. The Lakers are still built around 140-year-old LeBron, who will not be able to give you the kind of energy, the kind of effort, the kind of leadership that you
that's
will need every night for 82 games or even 70 games because he's going to miss one or two here and there. Anthony Davis, to his credit, he's been healthy and he's been playing pretty well. But whenever you say that Anthony Davis is healthy and he's been healthy for an extended period of time, something is around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to bear that in mind when we're looking at what AD has been contributing thus far this season. But on the whole LeBron should go home thing, now I have been on record multiple places by saying that I did not want the Lakers to bring LeBron in the first place. Didn't want him to do it. And the issue that I have always had where LeBron is concerned is that every team that LeBron goes to, regardless of who was there, regardless of how good they played before, they suddenly look like they don't know how to play basketball. When
Yeah.
he is on the floor, he monopolizes the ball to a degree that nobody else can get into their offensive rhythm unless you are a big that is just looking to roll to the rim so that he can pass the ball to you and you can finish. That is a problem. Even now, you are hearing ex players and some coaches coming out and saying that it is difficult for other players to play with LeBron because you have your natural game and then you go to play with this guy and he immediately kills everything, everything that you were doing. So, should the Lakers be worried? Absolutely. They
ah.
for them to be in a position to go to the trade deadline and supposedly win the deadline, but they supposedly won the summer, and now all of a sudden they're still in the same exact position today that they were in last season before the trade deadline. So, yeah, the Lakers should be worried, and there are no easy fixes for this.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, like you say, I don't know if playing with LeBron is an amazing experience if you're one of his teammates. I'll be honest, it's not like you say, it's not an enjoyable place to be sometimes. I think, like you say,
But look at Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh was a 20-plus scorer, 10 rebound guy in
yeah,
Toronto. Went to Miami, and all of a sudden he's 14-7. You
I
had
bet.
Dwayne Wade.
I
I bet.
bet.
You had Dwayne Wade, who was the man. Obviously, LeBron comes, so he has to defer.
yeah,
But his numbers immediately dropped. Kyrie
yeah.
Irving, his numbers were one thing before LeBron came, and then they fell when LeBron got there, and then when he left, his numbers went right back up again. So everybody has to sacrifice for King James, because if you're in the king's castle, then obviously you have to abide by the king's rules. But since LeBron has left the East and come to West, that's only worked for him one time. And it's about time that they take the power back from him and rebuild this roster into something that can compete when he's not on the floor.
Wow, you heard it here first, guys. Heard it here first.
I tell you, we own real estate in Beverly Hills. It's just that the panty drawer, the lingerie section of LeBron sexuals have come to Hollywood and
Stinking at the joint.
stick at each other. But these diehards. Thanks for banner number 17. You know what I mean? Keep it moving.
Yeah, you can go. You can go your way now. Thanks. We
Thanks for
appreciate
that. Yeah, you're done. It's fine. Bye bye. Oh dear. Anyway,
We-
speaking of obviously other LA teams, we have the noisy neighbours, as Belosca
basement
likes to call
dwellers.
them, the LA Clippers. Us on this show lambasted the James Harden trade, and we said it wouldn't work, wouldn't come to anything. Why have they done this? But since after a kind of rough start, the Clippers kind of they've kind of turned it around. They're now looking at the fourth seed at the moment, 25-14, 8-2 in the last 10. Kawhi's playing. He got his extension a few days ago, 3 years, $150 million in that kind of ballpark. PG playing well as well. So the question I'd like to pose to you guys is, would you say the Clippers are real title contenders? Anybody?
Nope.
Anybody want to have a go?
Nope. So the issue that we had with the James Harden trade, when he was traded to the Clippers, was not so much what's going to happen in the regular season. Yeah, we did say that there's only one ball, and you will force Russell Westbrook now to either have to come off the bench or have to change his game, because James Harden, he has that same LeBron-itis, which is the ball must be in his hand all the time.
Yeah.
So that they're doing well now in the regular season is kudos to them, plaudits and all that. It's good to see that Ty Lue is able to try to gel some sort of a cohesive unit among the players that he has. All right. But when it matters, when it counts, is in the playoffs. And when it matters is when the lights get brightest, and James Harden is nowhere to be found. And if you are forcing him to be your primary ball handler so that he can get his rhythm, because, while he can catch and shoot, he has this hick where he must put the ball on the floor before he can get into his shooting motion. Then Russell Westbrook, who is probably still your best floor general in your team, is now going to be out of rhythm when you get into the playoffs. Just like Anthony Davis, when we talk about...
You just said that? Wow.
Yeah, I just said that. I just said that. So when we talk about Anthony Davis and his injury history, Kawhi Leonard is the same. So good for him that he's been healthy and he's been playing very well. But you know that his knees are quite fragile. I don't know why is a very fragile biscuit over there for you guys in England, but back home in Barbados, we would talk about wet soda mix. It's
Let's
only a matter of time before it falls apart. So we don't know if Kawhi foregoing the load management now in the regular season is going to pay off when they get to the postseason. Paul George has had his injury history, a checkered injury history since he broke his leg. And he's had a lot of freak injuries now, shoulder and elbow and all kind of things. But by and large, he gets different kinds of injuries, so it's hard to predict with him. But the last few years would suggest that something is coming. I'd like to think that he is, of the three of them, he is the one that's going to stay the healthiest. But when we get into the postseason, no, you're not going to be playing against the likes of the Detroit Pistons and those ilk of teams. You're going to be now playing against the creme de la creme. And as the 4th seed, you're going to be starting against. You're going to have a tough road because you're going to be starting against the 5, and if you win that, then chances are you're going to be playing against the 1, and then the 1 could be anybody right now from Minnesota who's been playing ridiculously good basketball, surprisingly so. It could be Denver again, but I mean, I don't think Denver right now is pushing to get number 1 seeding because we just went to a parade.
Don't matter.
We just went to a parade, so they don't have to really care about those kind of things. But you're going to expect that they're going to have to play against tough teams, like even your sons who are still trying to figure it out. You would expect that they're going to be better in the second half of the season and are going to be in that top 6 somewhere around there. So it's going to be problems. It's going to be hell or hell to get out of the West. And I don't trust the Clippers as far as I can take this house that I'm in and throw it.
So Ken's on the fence. Philosopher, are you along the same lines? I mean, I know how much you love the Clippers, obviously already. So I'm sure you've got thoughts if you'd like to share.
Oh, how I love the Clippers. Oh, how I love the Clippers to move back to San Diego, from whence they came. Nothing will come good of basement dwellers. Leave my place. Leave my place. I don't want your hand right here in the first place. Anyway, are they serious title contenders? You mean like when they had Lob City? Oh, or when 213 first line, Kawhi and Paul George, we got finally hanging back. We still waiting. We can even go before Lob City. Because a lot of people, the Velocity's got historical points. Remember, a lot of people might not remember when the Clippers had the hottest young run inside in the West and what is going to shake up the West and block with Elton Brand and Lamar Odom and Darius Miles and Corey Maggette. The Clippers always been there, been around, and they still fall flat on their face. No. However, no. Is a little bit more interesting because they don't have 1 or 2 or 3, but 4 legit possible Hall of Famers. I say that without apology. It's well documented my previous love for Paul George. And it's also well documented my disdain for him since the betrayal, the double betrayal. However, he's the catalyst to that team. Currently, he's the catalyst to that team. I think, alluding to Ken's point of Kawhi playing now, not load managing now, is so that they get early position, so that they don't have to play him later in the season to catch up. Because they're going to try to avoid certain teams in seeding. But that's not going to help you in the West because, akin to the previous point I made with regard to the Lakers, and this is not even biased, but the Lakers just beat you, which means even the Lakers can beat you. You understand? Yes, I know it's going to be a series, But the Lakers got two men that know it is to win the title. One of them which knows how to win multiple titles. You only got one in Kawhi, and that's the man you can depend on. Because yes, Paul George has carried a team before, but he's also had a major flop in the playoffs. We ain't even gonna talk about the ghost that is James Harden when it comes to the postseason. You understand? So I am mind our regular bully, even though it's commendable that he has taken a tremendous backseat in this Clippers, and that's also akin as to why they're doing well. Also, kudos must go to Russell Westbrook, who's taken even a further backseat. You know what I mean? But if Ken Hot take them be having to depend on Russell Westbrook as your ball handler because James Harden is going to go, I think that it will come down to the experience of and health of Kawhi above everything else, because he knows what it is to get to the promised land. He's the only one that knows what it is to get to the promised land. All the others have the high probability of flaking out. And thankful to the Toronto days, Kawhi had to literally carry a team that didn't know what the promised land was like. So they took their opportunities.
Yeah.
Now he got way better backup in terms of 4 All-Stars, possible Hall of Famers. But it's still too up and down. The Clippers have everything on their plate to succeed. I didn't even mention that they have a PJ Tucker, who's also a former champion, by the way. Should have mentioned that.
Who's warming the bench.
Who warming the bench and is a legit lovely postseason piece, but he's also 90 years old. They also have that boy Norman Powell, who's turning out to be a lovely piece, as is Terrence Mann, as is Zubats, the center, lovely little pick, and they're coached by Ty Lue.
Well, Ty Lue knows how to win a title as well, doesn't it? Does that help when your coach has got all the way? It's got to help, guys, surely.
You see what I mean? So the Clippers have everything they could possibly want to be able to raise a banner in the old Great Western Forum. But the main reason one until they leave. Have to leave.
The Clippers. There's an interesting parallel that we can draw here, right? The Clippers are the basketball equivalent
of
the Dallas Cowboys.
There we go. That's the one. That's what I was waiting for, dude. I was just
because
I was just thinking the same, bro.
I am with you. We can bet sport the Cowboys for another tomorrow.
Literally, man.
You will love this one even more because the Cowboys have won. Clippers have never won.
That's true. Yeah.
The Clippers are more like Tottenham Hotspur. Played in Arsenal's stadium. I know you can like that.
Oh, wow. Definite, good, decent comparisons there, guys. Decent comparisons, that's for sure. But, only time will tell. Only time will tell. You know what I mean? Like you say, it's a long season. Like you say, put a couple of wins together, and 5-6 wins together, and then you're shooting up the conference standings, aren't you? So we might come back in 2 weeks, and then the Clippers are.
I'll tell you this. I was going to make this point earlier, and I forgot it. Ken alluded to it as well. You see your Suns? I touch on it with the Lakers. When you look up the table, in terms of inexperience, the Clippers might take a chance at the Wolves, even if they butt them in the second round, simply because of inexperience. Yeah, cool. Towns gonna probably flake out. Gobert they could get wrong. You know what I mean? Even though
Towns has flamed out in the playoffs before, so yeah, it could happen again.
multiple times. So like, even though Ant-Man is that guy, yeah, Ant-Man's
the guy, yeah,
he's that guy. So they might take the chance at that. They're not taking no chances against the LeBron's Lakers. I don't care how poor them is. Clippers not taking that chance. Clippers not taking that chance. Should the Warriors pull off the improbable and sneak into that playoffs, The Warriors are bona fide mountain dwellers. Don't get the Clippers ain't taking a chance against the Warriors. Not when the
Yeah.
Warriors beat the same Paul George, the same James Harden multiple times, the same Kawhi. You know what I mean? The same Russell Westbrook. Nah, they be taking a chance against the Suns, who got the Slim Reaper. They got Bradley Beal now, fresh off the injury. They got Devin Booker, who definitely got 2 chips on each shoulder. You know what I mean? They're not taking them chances. And I'm not even going to great disrespect the defending champions and call the Nuggets name, because the Nuggets would murder the Clippers for fun. The Zubac, as good as he is, will not see the Joker. Will not.
Yeah. Right now, all they'll be doing is counting which bigs we can send out there to get some fouls, because that's the only way they are going to slow down Nikola Jokic.
You're going to see Plumlee. You're going to see Zubac. You're going to see
All,
Tice.
all,
You're going to just keep putting that big man
all.
out there, mate.
We got 18 fouls to give.
Yeah, let's use them. Come on, yeah.
And then that's what's make the big Joker dangerous, because then he can just be like, okay, here to the principal, Mr. Murray, here to MPJ. Oh, you forgot about Anthony Gordon here. You know what I mean? Like, as Ken said last playoffs, to coin Ken's phrase, oh, behind the woodshed.
Mhm.
Deborah just sleepwalking, mate. Just sleepwalking the way through the season.
Just cruising.
It's like, it's fine. Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah. Joker just comes in and drops his 30, 10 and 11, and just we all go home. That's it. That's how it goes. Like,
In the past, Denver would have been like, okay, we need to do good in the regular season so we can get the seeding. Okay, so they got the seeding. Then, all right, we need to make sure we get past the first round of the playoffs. Got to the second round, got bounced. All right, so now we need to take it a step further. In the bubble, we got to the NBA, we got to the Western Conference Finals. We didn't get past there. All right, so now we're building, but we haven't really achieved yet, because we need to get to the finals to say we've achieved. All right, so we can spank everybody in the regular season. So that's check number 1. And then we get spank everybody all the way through. But the Lakers again, this is the same team that beat us when we were in the bubble. All right, so we can give them their own heading, beat the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, sweep them. All right, cool. We are clear. We don't care who turned out here now, and that was exactly what happened. And now it's like, all right, well, we've done everything that we had to do before. We don't need to chase that number 1 seed, because regardless of if we play at home or we play on the road, we are beating anybody and everybody that comes. So now we just chilling. We just cool.
Y'all want to hear hot tip?
Absolutely.
Based on Ken's just description just now. But lost for a moment, you know who Denver actually reminds me of? The 2000-2001 Lakers. The 2000 championship winning Lakers is the one who had to prove that point of, you hear all the stages Ken just listed. So even when Mike was reigning supreme 97, 98, Shaq and Kobe were already in LA. Kobe was too young. Shaq had come from the finals, and he didn't have the right core, and they were still putting together pieces. They weren't coached right, and so they was getting bounced by the likes of Sean Kemp and the Sonics, repeatedly by Karl Malone and the Jazz, David Robinson and Tim Duncan and the Spurs. So once '99 came and they put them pieces together, got Phil, and Kobe was just beginning to come of age, and so on and so get a couple more vets, like, you know what I mean, Horace Grant, and I think Glenn Rice, for example, Aaron Gordon, and when they had Bruce Brown, for, you know what I mean, KCP, you know what I mean, get a few more pieces, because we got the keys are there already. Shaq there, Joker, Kobe there, Jamal. You know what I mean? We got the Robert Irvins and the Derek Fishers, the MPJs, and we got them. Now we gotta spike everybody again in the regular season, get all the way to the finals, whoever we butt there, we gonna beat because we just beat Portland, and then we're supposed to be the bad boys. Beat the Lakers, who had beat us, and win the title in the bubble. Like I literally had an epiphany. So like the next year around, as great a year that Allen Iverson's Sixers had, the Lakers were just cruising because whoever come in getting it. Like the Nuggets is that juggernaut. I don't care how good the Celtics look, and I actually want the Bucks to win this year. If I never stated it before, because I believe Damian Lillard deserves a title. But like beating the Nuggets is a tall order. That's a tall order. What?
I don't know. Yeah, like you say, I'm not sure how you're going to go about beating Denver in a 7-game series, guys. It's gonna be a tough one for sure.
Oh yeah, especially when you got to come to Denver. You got to come here altitude.
Oh my days! In the cold, a mile above the sea.
Ain't gonna be cold at that time.
No, you should be all right then, shouldn't you, man? Yeah.
Always cold in the mountains.
Temperature can be fine. The altitude is always here.
Yeah.
Always here.
Yeah. Keep sucking in that air, mate.
Well done.
How many of you guys had Minnesota and OKC being the top 2 teams at Christmas? Are you surprised by by that, or?
I was surprised by Minnesota. I am on record annually.
And not OKC.
No, I thought OKC were going to be good.
I come into them in a second, but I'm on record annually by saying that whenever the Minnesota Timberwolves get to the playoffs, that they have the worst coach in the playoffs. I say that every single year, and I still do not believe that Chris Finch is a very good coach. I don't care where they sit in the standings; he is not a very good coach.
Wow. Yeah, bro, man.
Just like Mike McCarthy, he will win games in the regular season and he will fail where it counts. So I do not believe
that is proven true.
Is a very good coach. So I did not have Minnesota riding as high as they are. OKC, on the other hand, if you've been paying attention, OKC has been building block upon block every year for the last 3 years. Definitely. And when we saw when we saw them make the trade for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, nobody thought that he was going to be
from where
30 point.
From where? From where? Where did they trade from?
Another L.
They rescued him from the basement, but nobody thought that when he was coming over, that he was going to be a 30-point a game scorer.
I never thought he was going to be this good, man. No way.
Exactly.
I watched him at Kentucky, mate. I never thought he was going to be this good. Really.
So when you see you supplement that now with a Chet and that Williams boy that's
Williams
rookie
baller,
and you're getting Giddy, but we didn't know how long Giddy might be around for. He won issues to do.
Oh shit!
and you're getting the 3-and-D stuff from Lou Dort.
Mm-hmm.
They have a good young core that was given time to develop together and improve together and unearth a superstar within that core. Which is what the Lakers should have done instead of bringing in LeBron and then getting rid of your core to bring in Anthony Davis. But
wait. Which is what the Lakers had. I don't care what no one says. Julius Randle is an all-star in New York. Brandon Ingram is an all-star in New Orleans. D'Angelo Russell left and became an all-star. Lonzo, before injury, was on a projection that was finally looking like, okay, you could be a lovely piece in a possible championship winning team. All of them were in the staples. All of them. And we decided, no, we like the prime star. You know, that's why we had the Wilt, Kareem, Shaq, You know, we just always trade for the big stuff. Okay, and you give away everything. Can I just add that OKC Thunder still have very good draft capital?
They have
Yes.
so many assets, bro.
Very
So many assets. It's
draft.
insane.
Like them man could. No, the only problem they have is that they're in a small market, which is one of the reasons why I would love, all due respect to Oklahoma, love y'all, but I would love for that team to move back to Seattle. I would love for that team to move back to Seattle, because that team is Seattle in a bigger market, where you in a bigger city, blah 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 blah. Brother, they could call anyone and say, yeah, so we want that star, and we are willing to give you this, and don't have to give away all them other nice little prospects that Ken just mentioned, and still cause noise. I mean, OKC right now, it looks like they learned from their KD, Westbrook, James Harden days. At least it looks that way. We still gotta see if it maturate into fruit. With Minnesota now, I'm a little less harsh on Chris Finch. Because I actually give him kudos for another player that I like, which is Ant-Man. Ant-Man is, as anybody could tell, I love a two guard. I love a big two guard. Hence Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, that type of love. Like, Ant-Man is that guy, and he seems to have the mentality that has gone missing in younger superstar basketball players. In that, we can win. We here to win, though. I want to destroy you on the court. I want to destroy you. Never forget that dunk that never was against the Heat when he and Jimmy Butler had it. And he absolutely crowned. I can't even remember who it was that he crowned. But Jimmy Butler was on the bench and his face was wide open, like, yeah, that was supposed to be for me. Maybe like, that's the type of basketball I come from. You know what I mean? So Chris Finch moving the focal from Carl Anthony Towns to man, for me, I give him kudos for that. And it has borne fruit, if you see what he's saying. So my jury's still a little bit, even though I'm not denying what Ken said, in that he's a flat track bully. Like, he get wins in the regular season, and then we get the postseason, and the team look like absolute trash. You know what I mean? That being said, he's a number one seed, and let's say this progresses all the way to the end of the season, he's still got a number of dangerous possible teams down at the bottom he could face in the first round. Suns, Lakers, Warriors. You know what I mean? Kings, even, who have chips on their shoulders too. Don't forget them little Kings there. Mavericks with Luka Doncic and them boys. So Kyrie Irving, you know. So the Timberwolves meeting one of those potential dangerous teams, and having the likes of another ghost like Carl Anthony Towns, and Ruby Gobert, you know, jury might still be out.
Yeah, I think they still give too much for Gobert, didn't they? I think that goes without saying, but at least
that was the trade. That was a trade that did not need to happen. Yeah. Like when we look at what that team is now, Rudy Gobert has not caused them to have any uptick in defensive rating. He is not an offensive player. So what is he there?
Like, yes, in defensive ratings, he has finally been found out. But as a liar, you get to tell Dikembe Mutombo and Dwight and them man that you in them realm because you in a couple. No, you had a team with Spider and them boys that men was pushing past, or that men would lock on the top of the perimeter because Spider's relatively good defensively, and he had another Jazz player. Oh my days, next to him, I can't remember what his name was. and then you would get your blocks. Sorry,
Ingles.
Ingles, man, Joe Ingles.
That's such a headache.
Those were no defensive slouches. So when men step past them, you catching men weak side for them blocks all the time. All the time. So now that you actually have to play defense next to Carl Anthony Dad, you look like Pippa.
The biggest thing, the penny drop, mate, was Cat realised that it was Edwards' team. That's what's happened this year, mate. I think we've been on about it for 2 years, where this is Edwards' teammate. Like, get out the way, bro. Like, this ain't your teammate. I don't know if it ever was, but it definitely is not now. So get out the way and let Ant-Man be Ant-Man, basically. You know, that's.
It goes to prove one of Ken's favorite players' point, Jimmy Butler. It never should have been your team.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
You don't think Karl Anthony Towns looks at Jimmy Butler, who's gone now to 2 NBA finals, who's led his team to 2 NBA finals, with Bam Bam, who is actually a power forward, playing the big. Yeah? You trying to tell me Karl Anthony Towns will look at that and be like, "Cha boy, that could have been me." That could have been us. Huh?
And Jimmy Butler's like, "No, it couldn't, mate." No, it couldn't, mate. No.
Nope.
That's why I left.
Huh?
Oh dear, I don't know. Anyway, guys, last segment before we head off. It's coming close to the All-Star game, which now has gone back to the old format, which I'm sure most people are kind of happy with. The snooze fest that is the All-Star. Maybe this is the secret ingredient, guys, to bring it back. Who knows? I just wondered if you guys have got any ideas on who your starting fives were, because obviously the fans voting and things like that. What did you have any thoughts into?
Yeah, they're not. They're not. When are they announcing the starting fives?
I think it's a week on Thursday. I think.
Yeah.
Stars.
Yeah, January 25th.
Okay, there you go. All right. All right. Yeah, you want to go first, Griff?
No, you go first. Go ahead. So no, try to pick my starters.
All right. So All-Star. If you go by the voting, let me pull this up quick. I just literally had it. If you go by voting, I wouldn't choose my starting five based on the votes. I wouldn't. I'm a little biased.
It depends how you view it, innit? Are you voting on the players who you know you're going to get in because they're the most popular, or are you judging it just on this season alone, or is it an individual thing, or is it a team? Your team's got to be winning. There's a lot of things to kind of if you want to go that deep into it, you know. But
see, because the votes will be fans, so the vote. So like, I think the starters aren't chosen by 100% fan votes.
Not anymore, mate. No.
You're right. They used to be.
They used to be, and they had to get rid of it because the fans are stupid.
I come from that because fans stupid now.
Well, yeah. Fans are stupid
now.
Not all of them, but I'd say a lot of them are.
Yeah, men select a lot of trash. Yeah. But in the front court. So if I may, Matt, in the front court, the top five in the front court in the West is LeBron, KD, the Joker, AD, and Kawhi. Yeah. In the back court is Doncic, the Chef, Shea, the Beard, and that's surprising actually, and Uncle Drew, right? Kyrie Irving. Yeah. The East front court, because obviously we don't vote center or forward we don't vote center, 2 forwards and 2 guards anymore. Call me nostalgic. The East front court is Zeus, Process, Tatum, Jimmy B, Jaylen Brown. That's in the front court.
Mhm.
And wow, they got Jalen Brown in the front court rather than as a guard. Okay,
No, he's a
and
forward. They have him listed as a small forward.
as a small forward, I know
Mhm.
they normally float between SF SG, but depending on which they list first, isn't it?
Yeah.
So clearly it's a forward. Thanks for that. And in the backcourt, Halliburton, big season he having. Dame Time, Trey Young, Ken favorite Hawk, Spider Mitchell, and Tyrese Maxey, who is having another awesome season.
Max is, yeah, playing well, man.
But this is what if I choose my starters in the East are as follows. The two guards would be Tyrese Halliburton and Damian Lillard. Yeah.
Okay.
Tyrese Halliburton and Damian Lillard. And the three up front, nobody have to question Zeus for me. Like, you don't have to question Zeus for me at all. So Zeus, and as much as I wouldn't want to pick Jason Tatum because he's a leprechaun, Jason Tatum and MB. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't think picking the East front court. I don't think you can come up with any other than them three. Surely,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, agreed. That's straightforward.
You know, your back court might be different, but I think that front court's pretty nailed on, isn't it? Them three.
For me, like, and in the West, Braun, I gotta pick Braun. So in the front court, in the West,
after all you said about Braun, you put him in.
Yeah, because he got the most votes. Because he got the most votes,
he's gonna get in anyway, isn't he? Regardless,
so he can start. If you're asking me to choose who I would pick, which I guess that is what the question is, then I'm not picking LeBron to start. No, listen to this. My front court would be the Joker, AD, and Kevin Durant. Raptors.
Okay.
Well, I don't business because I'm not picking Kawhi because he's a Clipper, and I'm not picking LeBron because he's 197. So no. Now those would be my and the backcourt. Did I choose my backcourt?
No, give us the backcourt.
But the backcourt has to be the Chef and the Don. The Chef and Luka Doncic. All the more reason why not to pick LeBron. Because Doncic will run the ball, pass it. Imagine that. Or the Joker gonna be my focal point. Simple. Yes. And
mate, LeBron's going to play about 4 minutes in this game, mate, and then he's going to sit. That's what's happening, mate. What was it a few years ago when Zeus was injured and he was there for like the first minute and then that was it. He was done. That's pretty much going to be LeBron, mate, in this game. That's what's happening.
Oh no, man! I actually think he wants to win because he needs to keep his bronsexuals happy, innit? So I feel he wants to win one more All-Star MVP. I think he has 3. My history might be a little bit hazy, but I know he got 2 for sure. But yeah. I think he has 3. And the record obviously is 4. Kobe's 4.
Yeah.
Mike got 3. Somebody else got 3 as well. But the record is Kobe with 4. I think
he's got 3, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. Should have trusted yourself, mate. Trust your gut, man. Ken, have you got an idea, mate? Or I know we're a little bro with this one, but
no, we good. I just had to pull it out so that I could see who was where and what and stuff. No, sure. There has been absolutely no collaboration clearly with Adam and myself because he made his picks and I was out here. I was like, I need to go see because I had no idea. And of all of the picks that he made, there are only 2 differences between what I have here on my screen and what he had. That should tell you just how good friends we are. Well, 3 if you include LeBron, because I was not picking LeBron. As you said, the front court of the East picks itself. It is Giannis Antetokounmpo, Joel Embiid, Jason Tatum, Tyrese Haliburton. But we differ on that fourth or that second guard
Mhm.
because I have Spider Mitchell.
I knew you was gonna miss one.
I have Spider Mitchell there as a starter because when you look at the stats too, he has the most points of all of them. So
Yeah.
how can I not then pick my guy to be a starter? And then we go over to the West,
No
and it
Trey Young.
was
No Trey Young.
definitely absolutely not, absolutely not. Um,
Ken's affinity for Trey Young has travelled far and
well
wide. Mate.
documented.
Legendary.
Legendary. Absolutely.
Yeah. So now when I go over to the West, my backcourt is Anthony Davis, Nikola Jokic, Kevin Durant.
Front court. Your front court.
Yeah, so my front court. That's my front court. And then my
Mhm.
back court, Stephen Curry. But again, we differ on the guard
Mm,
because my guard is Shea Gilgeous
shit.
Alexander.
Yeah. All right.
It's not
Also,
wrong. It's not wrong, is it?
Luka
Yeah.
Doncic would not be picked by me as
Yeah.
a starter.
We know you are no fan of the Don either.
Mm-mm.
It's
What
not
have
as
we
bad
got?
as Trey.
What have we got against Doncic? What's the Doncic
Oh,
thing,
this
man?
will be good. This will be good. This will be good. This will be
Oh dear.
So my angst where Luka is concerned is in part similar to the angst that I had when LeBron first got to the league. In that, yeah, okay, Luka has been out there playing Euroball and he's been doing very well in Euroball. But the understanding is that the NBA is a higher standard. Yet, from the time Luka came in, it's like everybody was saying, we finally have the great white hope that is going to supplant LeBron. And it's like,
Right.
here, keys
yeah,
to all kingdoms.
baby
Take
bird.
them, please. Yeah, baby bird. And then, like, I am not one that loves a ball stopper. And I find that Luca, whenever I watch his games, he is not one that gets the ball and moves it on. He gets the
Oh
ball
no. Yeah.
similar to James
LeBron.
Harden and LeBron
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
holds
Yeah.
the ball while everybody has to do things around him to create the space or he's going to drive. And he's a fantastic passer. I'll give him that. But he kills the basketball. The basketball goes to him and it stays. It just stays there. So and like his attitude on the court rubs me the wrong way sometimes as well.
Here we go.
So
Now we get to it.
so I am not a fan of the Don. Luca, he's a very good player. I will give him all his flowers. He's a very good player.
Mm.
He's not my cup of tea. He's not my
That's
cup.
fair enough, man. No, that's fair. That's fair. The man gets a lot of calls, man. He gets a lot of calls. Like you say, you've got to kind of, should you pay your dues until you start getting all the calls that he gets? But he can't, like you say,
Yeah, he
come
said
into the league straight away, and then it was like, yeah, that was.
like okay. So I can do a number of things here. Like as Ken said, Matt, we are very good friends for a reason. We and Ken are friends from our listeners don't know from the time we were like 4, 5 years old. Something crazy like that. And I'm a couple years older than he is. So you can understand how long our fathers were friends before us. So you get me? Dude, it goes way back. I know Ken, right? Ken know me. Ken can't stand Luca because of his attitude more than anything else. Don't mind that wrong stuff at all. I know. Don't mind that. Listen, let me tell you something. Luca, this was a couple playoffs ago. It wasn't last season, and it wasn't the bubble. So it had to be like the year after the bubble. So you're talking 2021. He was watching a series, and Luca was not only I can understand the angst with him in that he's a lot like Joel Embiid and James Harden selling fouls. and flopping sometimes, and then I'm moaning, and then you know what I mean, trying to play the victim as well. You know what I mean, when getting people in trouble, like that's Luka Mo. Luka has been that guy from the moment he walked on the court. Like he's been that, like in just the passing, he can shoot the lights out. He can play the lanes ridiculously well. And I don't find he does. Huh? You see, well, I don't even think he that bad. He ain't great.
I know. I say he poor. I say he's suspect. He can't be good.
Yeah. So he's not. And you're not even saying that he needs to be a lockup player. You're just saying that if a player going at him, you know he can get got. So I'd concede that, but I can't agree. So like, I understand can be for the done, you know, that's fine. But I don't where I don't agree is that I don't find he stops the ball in comparison to a LeBron even. And even if you're going to compare it to a LeBron, I might accept that because I could nothing to do with LeBron playing for the Lakers because I am no LeBron lover. I am a LeBron hater. But not the way James Harden does kill the ball. There is no one. And y'all get then turn around and tell me, no, this is my no. But
no. James Harden is the assassin. He is the ball assassin. But you think he let go the ball flat. It's gonna be perfect again.
Like, I mean, like, and credit to Ty Lue. Because I literally, in watching a couple of the Clippers games, have seen, and it's probably because, as I said, the catalyst is Paul George. Paul George gets second touch of the basketball whenever they're all on the floor. First touch is Kawhi. Even if James Harden bring up the ball, somehow Ty Lue got in them system, hey, let go of this basketball. Because James Harden historically kills the ball, and I don't see even a hint of that in Luka with regard to killing an offense. Like what? Nah.
Luka's usage rate's up there with Harden's though. When Harden's prime, it's got to be. The usage rate's got to be up there, bro. It's got to be.
Of course. Well, he play with nuts and bolts. Nuts and bolts. He got he got Kyrie. Who when you get Kyrie the ball, black hole.
Is he a rookie, nuts and bolts? Who's that?
So the usage leaders for this season, right? Joel Embiid is number 1, 37.9%. Luka is number 2, 36. Giannis, 33. Shea, 32.4. Ant-Man, 32.4. Donovan Mitchell, 31.9. De'Aaron Fox, 31.8. Kyle Kuzma, 31.5. Trae Young, 31.1. And then Steph Curry at 30.9.
What the hell's Kyle Kuzma doing with all that usage? What the hell's going on with that?
It's not even so much that he getting the usage, is what the hell is Kyle Kuzma doing with all of that usage? Nothing.
He is the one. He is what you call the one-eyed man in the land of the blind.
Blame our country.
Yeah. He is that guy for sure.
I think is it tonight where Detroit are playing the Wizards, which is just like an absolute dumpster fire of a game, like horrendous.
Is it even being broadcast?
I hope not.
Hold on. Not. It is tonight. Actually, it's all now. It's halftime.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Detroit won.
Have they got 50 between them or
63-62?
Oh, hello. Look out.
No, but the one thing that you will always get in Wizards games is points. Because they don't do anything that's hard and defense is hard. so they don't defend. It's just going to be all offense all the time.
So what about the Pistons? The Pistons,
No, the Pistons is poor. Pistons is poor.
Hey man, Monty Williams is earning that contract, boys.
uh,
Mont's earning his money in Detroit, bro.
I wanted.
I trying to figure out if that shade. Is that shade, Matt?
Is that?
Is that shade? 'Cause that's so very much like shade.
Maybe a little.
It does. Who's your coach?
Touche.
I'm telling you.
Good stuff,
I
gents. I think that's all we've got time for this evening, guys. So thanks very much for dropping in, man. It's a pleasure as always. Do you want to give your sends a shout out before we leave? Ken, you want to go first, man?
Sure. Yeah, so the Green Beige podcast, we are on, well, we're usually on. We haven't been on since Christmas. We've been on an extended break that was not planned. We're hoping to return soon. We're usually on what would be Wednesday morning for you guys over in the UK at 1 a.m. Yes, at 1 a.m. Where we talk some basketball. Sometimes right now it is the NFL playoffs, so that's what we will be focusing on. Unfortunately, we will not be back tomorrow, but we'll see what happens next week. We're just taking it week by week. Things just keep happening, life and family and stuff like that. But we are hoping to be back shortly. You can find us live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on X, formerly known as Twitter. I see that we're soon going to have the capability to also do it live on Instagram, so you can watch out for us there. And then you can find all of our videos up on YouTube. They're always there, so you can just search at green, like the color. B as in boy, A as in apple, J as in John, E as in echo, Green Beige. And you can find us there. Give us a like. Always, we invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. And if you're up early in the morning, then you can join us. And I'm sure at some points in time, you will see some familiar faces.
Absolutely. Give Green Beige a follow, guys. Really good show, man. Talking all range of sports, Ken. I think that's pretty safe to say, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Who have you got in the NFL tonight, bro?
So tonight, well, right now, the weather is winning in Buffalo because the snow will not stop falling. So we have to wait and see if that game is actually going to happen. Yeah. But if that game does play, I expect that the Bills are going to beat the Steelers. And then the other game is Tampa Bay against Philadelphia. Philadelphia right now, they are a dumpster fire. They are in complete free fall. And right now, the parachute is not working. And I expect that they're going to have a very heavy bump tonight playing against Tampa Bay. Even though I hate Tampa Bay, Manzi will love this. I am picking Tampa Bay to beat the Eagles and then get walloped by Detroit next week.
Very nice, mate. I tend to agree with you, man, with them two picks, bro. I'll be honest. Yeah, Pittsburgh are terrible, so that doesn't get out, and I don't think either, man. So cheers for dropping in, though, bro. Much appreciated.
Of course, glad to be here.
Mr. Belosfer, do you want to send a shout out, bro?
100%, and I'm gonna start by being the enigma and saying, well, first I agree that the Bills and all that snow will kill the Pittsburgh Steelers, whether that play tonight or tomorrow. Hi, I'm a poet and don't I know it. But the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, even though I had a temporary condo along with my fellow Patriots, aficionados.
Not Patriots. Brady disciples. Because it was your Brady people that was stinking up my division, not the Patriots, because the Patriots fans, like what's his name? I can't remember his name now. He stayed in New England and he's been suffering all the time. Yo, that was hosting the NFL show last year.
Yeah.
Carl has been out there suffering, not in silence, with the Patriots.
No.
He also decided that y'all was coming down to my division and humbugging the place.
Yes, you had to, because as a true disciple of greatness, we had to rent condos just to witness the domination ease into your division and win, just to show you, greatness goes and wins wherever. So, however, I feel that the Eagles can beat them Buccaneers tonight.
Mm.
I feel so. Even though I know, Matt, we are part of another couple of forums where we have some bona fide Eagles fans. Shout out to my big bro Dale and another brother Quincy, who are bona fide Eagles. And there's be all year talking about fly Eagles fly until the free fall that Ken spoke about, and they have been silent as the grave.
I bet. Especially after getting whooped by the Giants in the last week.
Oh my days, it's been terrible. It
They,
has
they
been
could not be
terrible.
found. They could not be found for days on end.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
I feel that the Eagles can beat the Bucks. Even though the Bucks defenses has been lovely, but whoever come up with that game, Detroit will absolutely terrorize.
Dismantle.
Especially based on what I saw last night. But that being said, thank you for having me, Matt. You can always pick me up, Manon. The philosopher on Manon. We have a snag. Currently, we normally have our sports rant on Instagram Live 23:10 GMT on weekdays, except Friday. So I'm lying, from Sunday through to Thursday. But we kind of changing the format slightly. And we will be on YouTube shortly. In the meantime, you'll see me on a few of these podcasts with my brother Matt. So make sure that you check out Shooters Lounge Late and subscribe. And you'll see me ever so often whenever Ken makes the call across the pond. On the Green Beige podcast with him and AJ. Apart from that, I am on Instagram, Jean-Marc_Maximus. And on the artist formerly known as Twitter, as Matt would say, at Philosopher 005. And then you can check me out there talking all types of sport. Big up to all the people that actually showed me out there. There's a couple people from Japan.
Nice.
Weirdly. That showed me out there. So shout out to y'all and see you soon.
Absolutely. Cheers again, gents. Thanks very much. I'm Matt at PostUp323. Give us a like and subscribe, guys. Follow us on the artist formerly known as Twitter at Shooters Lounge 3 or Instagram at the Shooters Lounge 3. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another packed show. I'm sure the Philosopher will be here again. And Ken, if you want to, mate, you're more than welcome, bro, to drop by anytime. So cheers, guys. Thanks very much. And we will see you again very soon.